Welcome back to the world of the Randall Williams. Today we are jumping into the world of sports because I have something to get off my chest. I wish we would stop talking about Deion Sanders going back to the NFL and accepting a head coaching position because this is just not going to happen. And I think this all got started because Stephen A was on First Take and he basically said because of the Cowboys' horrendous season, they should tank, lose every game for the rest of the year, hire Coach Prime, and then draft Shador Sanders. And I think that is one hell of a fantasy. And I say that with all due respect to Stephen A because he has a relationship with Coach Prime. And I don't know if he's spoken to Dion about this, and we'll never know if he's spoken to them about this. I have a relationship with them as well. I haven't spoken to them. I'm just speaking to what he said in the past, not only to me, but to many other people, which is that his passion lies in coaching young men. If you've been around him, if you have listened to him talk, if you've attended Colorado's practices, that's what lights him up right now. I don't think there's anything in the world outside of coaching his sons that lights him up more than coaching young men. And that's where his passion lies. I think as it pertains to coaching in the NFL, that would probably be more challenging because you're coaching paid men and made men. And once you get that bag, it might not always be easy to motivate somebody who's making 25, 20, 10 million dollars because in their mind they may have made it. For a college athlete, making it is dependent upon the standard that a coach sets and the standard that an athlete sets. A coach can say, we have a standard here, we have goals to reach, you're part of that. They can really speak to you in a life aspect and in a football aspect. And Coach Prime excels at that. I know he went 4-8 last year. It was his first year on the job, but look at him now, 7-2. And Coach Prime really, really enjoys Colorado. He spends a lot of time in Texas, obviously, but Colorado, I've been to Boulder twice. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. Colorado University's campus is gorgeous. And I understand why he enjoys it so much just because it's peaceful. It's probably unlike any place that he spent an extended period of time. And I'm just speaking from the coaching aspect, from my conversations with him and from listening to him. But if you get into the business side of it, Dak Prescott just signed the single highest paid contract in NFL history, a $240 million deal with $231 million guaranteed. His cap hit goes no lower than $62 million over the next 4 seasons. It gets as high as $90 million. That means it would be hellish to trade him away and it would be hellish to acquire him. Why? Because in order to acquire him, you have to match the contract. That's $60 million you have to match. If you don't want to match that, which you still do, you have to trade a lot of draft capital. And you essentially deplete your team of so many resources for a player who hasn't had that much postseason success. Is it all his fault? Absolutely not. But the record is the record. And quarterbacks are judged by their wins and losses more than any other position. That's the reality. On another note, did you know that Coach Prime gets a percentage of all the merchandise that has his logo on there? They have a joint agreement. They, being Nike, Colorado, and Coach Prime, have a joint agreement for him to receive some sort of royalties or percentage from those purchases. That will never happen in the NFL. It doesn't matter where he goes. And I do think that if there was ever a team that he would coach for, that the Cowboys are the team for him to coach for because of the fact that they have the biggest brand. He's familiar with Jerry. And I don't think Jerry minds Dion. They probably have a great relationship. For an NFL team to hire Coach Prime, an owner and a general manager would have to accept everything that comes with him. And I don't think that NFL teams would be prepared to do that, even outside of Coach Prime's coaching skill set and his ability to bring viewers and overall interest to a team. He comes with so much more than that. And the primetime brand has extended over 30 years. That is one of the single greatest nicknames sports have ever seen. When you say prime, you think of one person, Dion. There's also a control aspect. And the reality is, college coaches have much more control over a multitude of things than an NFL head coach does. It's very rare for an NFL head coach to be in a Bill Belichick position where they're making all the roster decisions and just about every football operation decision there is. I don't know that Dion would be given that. I don't know that he would want it. My point is, I think the conversation around Coach Prime going to coach in the NFL should stop. And the reason for that is he has not expressed interest. I'm not aware of any NFL teams expressing interest. And so for now, it's just pointless speculation. Um, and I do think that we'll all miss the Coach Prime and Shador Sanders and Shiloh and even Travis Hunter, that era of in the brotherhood that they shared. I think it's imperative for Colorado to go out and recruit a quarterback who is at least willing to put in as much effort, as much work as Shador has. I do think that it is imperative for Coach Prime to go out and recruit a quarterback. I know he's in the process of getting one now, but that's instrumental to the success at Colorado because he's not going to have any trouble getting skill positions or defensive backs or safeties or even linebackers. I think the offensive lineman, he's retooled that. The defensive line, he's retooled that as well. But that quarterback position is imperative, and he needs one of those. Someone who's equally as talented, maybe more talented, maybe less talented, but it doesn't really matter on a talent level. Just someone who's going to be willing to put in the work to run the offense the way that he wants them to. If that doesn't happen, then the speculation about where Coach Prime goes next, if he'd retire from coaching, I don't know. I don't really want to play in the world of what could and what should happen. Um, because I'm enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying Colorado winning. I think that, if we start talking about where he's going to go next, then you miss out on it. For now, I'd encourage you all to enjoy the ride of Colorado. Enjoy these last however many games Shador, Coach Prime, Travis Hunter, Shiloh Sanders are all going to be together. Because I think that this time during college football is unlike anything we've ever seen in terms of just sheer stardom from a dead program to one that is now very much alive. That's all I got for you all today. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is The World with Randall Williams. See you all next time.